The impact of our thoughts on our lives is undeniable. They shape not only our actions, but also the very fabric of the reality in which we exist. Like a magnet, negative thoughts attract negative circumstances, creating a vicious cycle. So how do we break this cycle and heal our thinking? In search of an answer, let's turn to the wisdom of Helena Roerich, an outstanding woman of the last century. Having passed away in 1955, she left behind a rich legacy of philosophical works and spiritual teachings. Her life, full of accomplishments and deep reflections, became a shining example of a spiritual path. Sharing her life with the famous thinker and artist Nicholas Roerich, she not only supported his work, but also independently explored the depths of human consciousness. According to her views, thought is the highest power in the universe, the source of creativity, light and goodness. A person who has achieved enlightenment and possesses a developed spiritual consciousness is capable of thinking consciously, becoming the creator of their own harmony and happiness. The spirit of such a person, having passed through many incarnations, accumulates invaluable experience and a store of positive emotions necessary for realizing the power of thought and the creative energy of creation. In her opinion, thought is not an ephemeral phenomenon, but a quite material formation. It can be detected and recorded with the help of instruments, so great is its influence on the physical state of a person. Thought is capable of changing body temperature and even weight, which can be noticed with a simple experiment using sensitive scales and directing a stream of different thoughts. This striking fact was established about 100 years ago, which testifies to Helena Roerich's deep understanding of the relationship between consciousness and matter. Helena Roerich, an outstanding thinker, put forward the thesis that the power of thought extends far beyond personal destiny, having a direct impact on the historical paths of entire nations. In her message to future generations, she focused on the evolution of human consciousness, which is gradually coming to realize responsibility not only for actions committed, but also for words spoken. However, in her opinion, the real challenge for future generations is a deep awareness of responsibility for their own thoughts. The key here is the need to actively combat such destructive phenomena as intellectual inertia, ignorance, the darkness of consciousness, and limited thinking. This task is particularly relevant in light of the fact that the progress and prosperity of society are inextricably linked with elevated thinking, while the suppression of mental activity inevitably leads to degradation and decline. Thought, according to Roerich, has the unique ability to overcome spatial barriers, influencing the environment. She emphasized that it is thoughts, and not only words and actions, that should become the main object of attention for every person. Even behind the utterance of the simplest word, there is a whole swarm of fleeting thoughts that possess colossal power. Roerich drew an analogy between these thoughts and the stones that make up a pavement, where each element contributes to the overall strength and reliability of the surface. Similarly, a person's thought process is formed from many small thoughts, each of which strengthens the foundation of their worldview. And as a consequence, it can be confidently asserted that the most large-scale atrocities originate in the depths of the most insignificant, seemingly thoughts. Anyone who learns to recognize the sequence of microscopic thoughts that form the basis for grandiose actions can discover this cause and effect relationship. Thought is not just a fleeting phenomenon. It is a powerful force that shapes both personal destiny and the surrounding reality. Negative thoughts, like a magnet, attract negative energies, creating a vicious cycle of destruction. Helena Ivanovna Roerich rightly compared bad thoughts with pathogenic microbes, emphasizing their danger, which surpasses physical ailments. Protection from negative thoughts is not only a matter of personal well-being, but also a way to improve the environment. Control over the purity of consciousness is the most powerful disinfection and, at the same time, a tonic for the spirit. Thinking, according to Helena Roerich, is the finest energy, immortal and all-pervading. Thought is capable of overcoming vast distances, saturating space with its vibration. Our thoughts are instruments of creation and destruction. They can be the cause of diseases, failures, and even global catastrophes, such as droughts and famines. Thought is like a shot, whose smoke and powder spread everywhere, poisoning the atmosphere. Just as smoke from a shot is absorbed by those around, the energy of thoughts affects the people nearby. Positive thoughts inspire and uplift the mood, while negative thoughts destroy and oppress. People with similar thoughts are connected by invisible threads, amplifying each other's energy. Helena Roerich noted that two identical thoughts arising in different people increase their power sevenfold. Destructive thoughts emanating from people who are not even aware of each other's existence can unite at a distance, generating terrible cataclysms. It is important to understand that even the strongest positive thought cannot always withstand the force of negative collective thought forms. Every moment, a person either creates or destroys. The world is filled with contradictory thoughts, and many diseases are rooted in thoughts of destruction. Tragedies and crimes arise from thoughts or their intersection. Unfortunately, it is difficult to convince people that their advantage lies in constantly controlling their thinking. The responsibility of a person for the quality of their thoughts cannot be overemphasized. Like the continuous beating of the heart, the pulse of thought never stops for a moment. But this is not always realized. Humanity is constantly faced with a choice, to create or to destroy. Until people realize the power of their thoughts and learn to control their consciousness, negative thoughts will continue to destroy the harmony of the world. In her profound works, Helena Ivanovna offers effective methods for cleansing and transforming human thinking. A key element of this process is the need to bring order to thoughts, which implies suppressing the chaotic flow of involuntary ideas that constantly arise in consciousness. How can we cultivate a new, creative way of thinking? Helena Ivanovna Roerich emphasized that uncontrolled thoughts pose a serious threat to spiritual development. She compared them to vagrants cluttering a person's life path and hindering their progress. In her opinion, a thought acquires true power only when it is focused and directed towards achieving a specific goal. In other words, if a person is obsessed with a great goal, then all their thoughts related to this goal turn into a powerful engine, accelerating their progress. However, any uncontrolled thought can disrupt this harmonious mechanism, weakening its power and efficiency. It is important to realize that even the most insignificant thought at first glance can undermine determination and self-confidence. At the moment when the time comes to act, these small fragments of disparate thoughts, generated by ingrained patterns and habits, can overshadow even the most noble intentions, hinder the implementation of plans, and weaken the will to win. Therefore, to achieve success and realize your ambitions, it is crucial to maintain concentration and focus of the thought process. Helena Ivanovna argued that in order for a person to create something beautiful and meaningful, they must first cleanse their consciousness of the fog of random thoughts that cloud their mind. Therefore, it is necessary to treat your thoughts as precious diamonds, take care of their purity, and protect them from negative influences. You should consciously eliminate from your consciousness the accumulation of small and annoying thoughts, which, like annoying flies, can pollute any space. It is necessary to get rid of irritation, fears, anxieties, and doubts without regret, replacing them with large-scale and noble thoughts, for every thought generates action. By sowing good, a person reaps good, and where poison is sown, poison inevitably grows. Every thought is a child, and we must raise them beautiful and kind, directing them to creation and the creation of God.